welcome back to the Compound Podcast. This is episode 156. 156. Sounds right.
I love the nose tap from Tom. You got it.
Presented by Parse Rum. Always presented by Parse Rum. Parse Rum is rum for whiskey drinkers. It's my favorite rum. It's your favorite rum.
Hey,
I have a rum story. No, before your rum story.
No, what's in my glass? Parse.
Before your rum story, I have a rum story. We did shout out Connect Roasters. We did a little thing at the Hotel Zachary with meetup from the Home Run Club people, and one of the Home Run Club members brought a bottle of Parse for me to sign. I've signed a few bottles of Parse, but it is my most favoritist thing to sign. And I was able to sign a bottle, take a picture with it. It was very cool. I think Tom retweeted it on the compound. But that's my Parse story for the week. Do you have a Parse story for the week?
Me and Zach both got some care packages from Parse this week. I had what a gentleman Pat is. Sent me 3 shirts. One of them, he sent me a XXL and an XL because he asked what size I was. I said XL, and he sent me one of both because he said, I've heard they run a little small. I was like, I don't know if that's a fat joke, but thank you for sending a XXL and an XL. And to be honest, the XXL fit better, so maybe he knows best.
Very generous.
But he also sent us like 2 bottles, or sent me, I don't know what Zach got, but he sent me 2 bottles of each 3-year, 8-year, and 12-year. Sipping on some 12-year right now.
I got a shirt, which is sick.
It's actually a really cool polo.
It is. I know mine did run a little small.
What'd you get though? What size?
But you look great.
What size you get?
I got medium. Usually golf shirts, they run huge.
Hey,
so I got medium.
Just hit some buys and tries and then wear it. And
yeah.
then you'll look sick.
But yeah, I mean, I gave a few bottles out today too, especially since it's early with the team. A lot of guys don't even know that we have, Parse at our disposal. I mean, you got to get the people going. I might even drop it in the other dugout. But hey, guys,
taking care of the fellas.
You have to,
Got to.
I had a few videos. You guys on my team sent me. They were pouring a glass tonight, and hey, this is for some hits tomorrow. It's like, hey,
we love that.
Scratch mine, hey,
Hey Zach, congrats on your homer.
Thanks.
Oh, that was one of my topics.
Okay, wait. Before we start, episode 156, we're gonna do a little beep, 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 beep. We're gonna switch it up a little bit. Dakota's been writing down topics all week. He's got a laundry list of things he wants to talk about. So we're gonna do a little 156 hosted by Dakota here.
I don't know why I did. I think I feel like a lot of stuff happened this week, and I sent text in our group text like saying remind me to talk about these things, and then like more stuff kept happening, so I ended up just making a notes app of it. One of them was, as Ian previously mentioned, Zach refuses to stop hitting home runs. Just refuses. To be fair, and Zach, you will attest to this, I don't think Ian ever played here. Columbus, if you don't get one in Columbus, you're not getting one anywhere. Is that fair to say?
It flies like that?
But I didn't have any.
They weren't cheapies, but I'm just saying, is that fair to say that Columbus is one of the
correct? Yes,
it's a hitter's park.
Yes,
but you had 2 there.
Yeah, the first one was way back.
Way back. Numbers.
I don't have. I want to say it was like one.
I'll find it.
Ian, you think Zach doesn't have those numbers?
I don't.
Keep talking. Zach, I'll find it.
Hey, back to the early days of the compound. No, really, I believe you.
Yeah. I think the second one, because they wrote on the board, we have like every Sunday they have it like printed out, like the hardest or most barrels, whatever it was. It was like, I want to say it was like 103 or 104, but I don't know. I don't know anything else.
The second one was 103.3 at 23.
Yeah.
On what looks like a 3-2 curveball. 7th pitch of the at bat. Very beautiful. Oh, off Oviedo.
Yeah, that was an uncomfortable at bat.
He's the one that throws like power sinkers, right?
Dude, he was throwing literally 92 to 98, like going each way all the way on the right side of the rubber for a righty, and then coming from behind you, like throwing invisibles, like, and then he I faced him the other day. I think I faced him 3 times. And the other day he tried flipping in like this rare curveball. It was like 77 miles an hour. And everything else was hard and like moved just a little bit. And then, so I saw it the other day in my second at bat, and then he shook a few times the other day. It was 3-2, and I don't know, he did something when he was throwing the ball, and I was like, wait, I've seen that before. Literally, like I remember, like, wait, I've seen that, and then it just hung up just enough.
Super sick of Zach to go like he was so nasty. He's throwing from behind me, he's doing all this
Yeah,
stuff.
build him
He's
up.
throwing a hunch, and I clipped him.
That's a really good way to build yourself up there.
I love
Save
it.
it.
The numbers
Also,
on
Zach,
numbers on the way back. 104.5 at 31.
Yeah. Do you have the distance on that?
That's the 6 pitch, and
508.
that was it says 423 on our system here.
Yeah, it was
Huh.
right
A
down
little bit
the
of a
left.
pimp job too. I'm watching it right now.
That was a
A
goodie.
little bit of a pimp job. Did it hit off the building? Almost.
Yeah,
Onto the
like right off
concourse
the
there.
Bottom of the
You're
hole.
bad. You're kind of nasty, huh?
Hold on very quickly. I just want to say, Ian, how about Kelnick against you guys? I know he clipped you guys a couple times. That last one he hit, I was watching that live. That was, I think, the furthest I think I've ever seen a ball hit in person, or at least like when I was watching live. Everyone in the office was going to Statcast, and Statcast didn't have it for like 10 minutes, and we were like, it broke Statcast, and then finally it came out. It was 483, and it was truly
Jeez.
483 to dead center. It was unbelievable.
Ugh.
It was like 111 or 112.
Never seen.
So Zach, I want to keep talking about how good you are,
But that's one real quick, Ian. The
Tom
clinic
doesn't.
one, that's one where like the outfield doesn't move. Like no one, everyone just kind of like looks up and they're like, "Yep, okay, you got that one."
I think he's swinging it really well. He was definitely on a heater against us.
He just hit another one, I think. Today.
He hit an Oppo 107 ball. He hit a pull side ball onto the video board in right field, like Schwarberland, which is pretty impressive. And then he hit that center field ball. The wind was blowing out. I'm not gonna say like it was amazing what he did. The wind was blowing out. I've never seen a ball land in the second. So like at Wrigley, there's the bushes in center. Bushes, kind of like black windows, and then there's a ledge, and then there's TV camera, and then there's a second row of bleachers under the scoreboard. I've never seen anybody on the second row of bleachers up there.
Let me tell you, the guys sitting up there also didn't think they were going to catch a ball. They were so excited. I mean, that would have to be the greatest experience of your life. A ball getting hit up to you in like the second row of the bleachers.
That was very much touched. I think they would have liked it to be a cubby ball, but it was very much touched.
It was touched.
It's true. They would probably prefer that.
Tom, can you put in the episode a video of Zach's 104.5 at 31 homer to left field that he pimped nicely, please?
Payoff pitch. Curveball hit high in the air and deep to left field. That's trouble. Roller racing back. He's at the track, and he will watch this one go to the bleachers. 2-run home run for Zach Short. He beats the Clippers again.
Read all of his homers. He has 5, by the way, if anyone's keeping track. Ian only at 2, falling behind.
Yep. We're gonna get there. It was 30.
not worried.
Oh, Ian, you're doing plenty great. I need more hits.
You guys got a good mix with each other going, or you guys got to combine with each other. Ian's
love
getting the
homers.
knocks, the doubles, singles. Zach's just the big bopper.
No, but I can't. No. I need to find green grass out there.
You're hitting the ball hard. I just looked at your. I was just
Yeah, I
looking at all
know,
your
but
bets.
like I'm punching at a ridiculously high and uncomfortable rate. Not a fan.
Just don't do it.
You
I
know,
know.
friend of the pod, Coach Post, manager Anthony, Posty of the Toledo Mudhens. He texted me today about the code for athletic greens.
I know,
Not
he
sure,
was
just asked
giving
you in
me-
person.
He was giving me shit for it because I got the whole box of Parse, and he was like, "Where's the athletic greens?" And I was like, "Oh, type it in on Google."
Did you
like-
give him the code?
Yeah, and I said /compound, and then I don't know if he didn't believe me or didn't trust me, and then he
Sure.
texted IH8. You
Yeah,
know?
he had to go to
no
the
free ads.
El Jefe. He had to go to the boss and say, "Get me the hookup."
Yeah, no free ads. Okay, Dakota, you're the host. You take over.
My next topic, and I just wrote this one down when we came on because I saw Tom's hat, and I'm worried. Where are we at in the Yankees shambles meter? Are they in trouble?
Is this directed to me?
This is directed to Tom.
Tom, I
Wearing
think
the
it's directed
Yankees
to the
hat.
guy in the Yankee hat. I can't be sure because I'm not the host tonight, but it feels like maybe it could be directed towards. The Yankees
I
hat.
saw you had the hat on, and I know they've struggled in Minnesota this trip, and I checked their record, and I was like, oof,
They lost the season series to Minnesota for the first time since 2001 today.
That's not it.
A 6-2 defeat, and it was one of the uglier Yankee games I've seen in a while. Anthony Volpe's made an error now in 3 games in a row. I actually feel good about him, though, overall. I feel like he's turning the corner. But the pitching is not great, and the hitting has been worse. So not a lot going on positively at the moment. I have some questions about Aaron Boone's managerial decisions in this game. Left Nestor Cortez in to face the middle of the order for the 3rd time. Gave up a double. I would have been certainly going out to get him. Boone was not. And then he gave up a home run to Buxton, and the game was over because the Yankees are incapable of scoring more than 2 runs a game. So once the other team got to 4, I was like, well, at least I could turn this off because I know they have no way of coming back. I watched until they gave up another home run in the inning, and then I was like, all right, now the 6-2, no possible chance they can make this deficit up. So yeah, things are not great. It's very early, so we're trying to be positive. You got Severino and Rodon on the IL. They're going to come back. They need Bader in center field, but boy, Aaron Hicks made that unbelievable grab a couple years ago in Minnesota to end that game. One of the best, probably one of the best major league games I've ever seen. And today in left, he couldn't run down that double that ultimately led to the Cortez giving up the homer on the next.
That was a 30% catch rate.
Yeah, no, listen, it's not like it was 100% catch rate. I understand that, but that's a ball that if you're a guy who I think he's hitting 107 currently, you're really out there to for defense, you probably have to catch, in my opinion.
Tom sounds like such an angry Yankees fan.
I was gonna say,
so good.
The best part is Tom says it all in like a calm voice, like it's his normal tone, and he's just ripping the Yankees.
He is so upset. They are 13-10. They're 3 games above 500. If they were in any other division, they would be in either first or second place. I understand the AL East is a little bit of a tough spot to be right now because everybody's playing well, but they are, somehow they're 7 games back in the division because Tampa's the best team on earth right now. But in any other division, they're in first in the Central. They would be in second in the West. And
Garrett Cole looks like a Cy Young Award winner.
Yeah, they're going to be fine. They're going to be fine. Hey,
you asked me my opinions right now, and
I wanted that's the exact answer I wanted, Tom. It was perfect.
Would you rather
say to those? Go ahead, Ian. Sorry,
I'm not the host, but I do have a question.
Yep, you're
Tom,
free to
would
speak.
you rather be angry? So, like last year, you guys were like the happiest fans in the world. You were like, "We're gonna break the record. It's amazing." And then, like the last 2 months, you were like, "It's over for us. It's just horrible." Would you rather have the reverse of that? Like the first 2 months, be like, "Oh God, the Yankees, we stink," and you guys play 500 ball, and then everybody comes back and is healthy, and you have momentum going to the playoffs. Because what if that happens? That'd be nice.
Yeah, obviously, as I said, like I think Volpe's turning the corner. I like some of his at bats. The offense can't be this bad as it is right now. It has to get better, just like statistically. The real issue right now is the depth in the lineup. Like they're just, there was a stat in the broadcast today that they're 1 through 5. I think they're 5th in OPS in the league. And then the rest of the order is 29th. So it's really right now trying to find some length in that lineup to turn it over for the big boppers. So yeah, I mean, obviously you'd rather do the inverse of last season. Last season was not fun. I hope this season would be more fun. So far, not off to a hot start, but as you said, 3 games above 500. We're already going for the wild card. Rays are maybe the greatest team in the history of the sport. So that's fun. And having a lot of fun over here.
It's got to hurt too, watching Sonny Gray shove it.
Oh, Joey Gallo picked a ball at first, and when Joey Gallo picked a ball at first, I said, "Fuck you." I was
Jesus, Tom.
I was just like, I can't deal. Anytime he comes, he's like my one Yankee where I'm like, I just can't. Anytime he comes on screen, I'm like, I just can't look at Joey Gallo.
It would be really awesome to go and sit in the John Boy office and watch a Yankee game with all of the John Boy.
Oh, it's probably mayhem. One
Dude,
way or the other.
the
There's no in
anger.
between. Either the sky's falling or they're winning the World Series. There's no in between.
Hey, but at least with your decisions or your disagreements with Aaron Boone, you can ask him on every week. Was it Tuesdays?
It is Tuesdays on Talking Yanks. Yeah,
phone
Jake
a friend in there. You know 2 people.
Just a recording of Tom. Yeah, we used to have a caller. Tom's like, "Why didn't you get off your ass and take Nestor Cortez out of the game?"
I did have one more Yankees question. I noticed this the other night watching the Rangers game. They showed Aaron Judge at the game. They showed Anthony Volpe at the game. They were not sitting together. Bad chemistry in the clubhouse. People are talking.
I think if anything, it's a sign of good chemistry. The fact that you're able to, they took like they have the moment they do this at every time in MSG when the players are there. They'll get them all together in a little group and they'll all like kind of
Okay.
and everyone goes back and sits, so you get like the little camaraderie moment, and then everyone goes back and has their own alone time. I think it's
That's
important
fair.
in any relationship to both have time together and time alone, Dakota.
That is fair. I'll give you that. All right. Good. Hey, way to prove me wrong on that one. Let's see. What do I have next here? Let's go to, we had a Smyly perfect game bid, and we also had a Spencer Strider no hit bid. I put them in one big chunk because they're basically the same thing. And
I saw a quote
they
today
both
about
ended
Spencer.
very sadly. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I saw a quote today about Spencer Strider, and they said it's like facing a closer for 7 innings.
Yeah, I just saw that actually a second ago on Instagram.
How is that fair?
I mean, if you watch, dude, I don't watch a ton of like games other than like the Cubs every now and then, but I turned it on when I saw he had a no hitter going, and it's unbelievable. His fastball literally is going up, and his slider is unhittable. I will say it was very funny to watch Gene. I think it was Gene Segura broke up the no hitter and he like pimped it. Like that was funny. Just he was like laughing, like because he knew it was like an ass out, like flipping in the left, and it was hilarious.
I've never faced him, but he's off to
Lucky you.
He's off to a very, very good start, and
Was already paid.
yeah,
Go get him.
Pretty impressive numbers. Tough. His perfect game ended on an error.
No, Striders.
Yeah, it was Olsen.
Yeah, it was like a Bill Buckner, like
Yeah.
Olsen literally just like kind of
ended on an error, and then he gave up that hit. I mean, he's been really, really good. I will talk about the Smyly one though, because I was present.
Yeah.
Smyly was dealing, and Cubbies are raking. So we're up like 8-0 or whatever, and then we end up it was 12-0. You're not coming out of that game. You know what I mean? Like I eventually came out of the game in the ninth, I think, but like you're not coming out of that game when he has a perfect game, right? So I'm in there and left and like dialed, like locked in, and he's a little nervy out there.
100%.
You're like if a ball, especially in a 12-0 game, because like if you're in a close game, like there's a situation where you're not just gonna like all out dive for a ball, and if it gets by you, we have a runner on second. But like in a 12-0 game, let me tell you, if there was a ball hit, I would have dove for a ball that was 15 feet away from me. I was fully ready to like all out lay out after a ball that wasn't even close. I was ready to run into a wall for it. The most impressive part of it was, so Peralta has that swinging bunt, and Smyly goes to pick it up. Jan tackles him. It's a hilarious image. Smiley's laying on the ground. Jan's on the ground. They handled it so well. They both there's
nothing you can do.
There's nothing you can do. They laughed it off. But Smyly got up, and then he proceeds to get the next two guys out, which was super, super impressive. Great ovation, and a cool, obviously you'd want for him to get the perfect game there. It'd be an amazing thing for him, for his career and whatever, but handled it super well, super pro. Then Jan wore the helmet in the post game, which was hilarious. Our group chat was very, very funny, with some really good gifs of people tackling other people. But it was great.
Well, it's like you said too about not coming out, because I think Millsy told us that, or maybe you even told us that. But when Mills threw his no hitter and Jay Hay, like they tried to take Jay Hay out, and he's like, no, like there's no way I'm coming out of this game right now.
Yeah,
like it's just one of those things you want to be a part of it.
Yeah, and I think we had all kind of been grinding because it was one of those situations where we were at the end of something like 10 in a row. We'd had the 2 off days in Cincy, like right at the beginning of the season, but then we really we'd only had the one West Coast off day when we flew out to LA, which is not a great off day because you're kind of like doing the long travel time change thing. And then we had flown back from the West Coast to play LA. So everyone was kind of grinding there a little bit, and nobody was coming out of that game. Eventually Nico and I came out and got a couple innings off our feet, but not until that actually the hit was given up.
Yeah, that was just an insane way for it to end. Oh, this one. I had a question.
This is like our own mailbag.
It is, but it's like
Dakota's
mine.
mailbag.
Like I said, this is like I wrote down notes, but some of them are literally just questions I thought of asking, and I was like, well, they're baseball related, so I'll just ask them on the pod. This was a question that came. Yes, first. Well, Ian is still the ad reader. We need to hit an ad.
Come on, you're hosting. I thought you could do this. SeatGeek.
All right, let me see if I can pull this up here.
SeatGeek. Today's episode is sponsored by SeatGeek. If you don't know what SeatGeek is, they're a ticketing app that makes buying tickets super simple. Is there anyone that actually doesn't know who SeatGeek is? Seriously? With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. There are more than 70,000 events every single day on SeatGeek, including sports, concerts, festivals, and more. They always want to make sure that you're getting good deals. So when you're on the app, look for the green dots: green, good, red, bad, green, good, red, bad. Say it with me: green, good,
red, bad.
Yep.
Green, good,
red, bad.
Every ticket is backed by their buyer guarantee, and SeatGeek is the only site that lets you return your tickets ahead of the event with swaps. Big deal, swaps, big deal. We've got the hookup code compound, $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek. That's a $20 off your first purchase. Promo code compound. Click the link in the description to download the app. Code compound, $20 off. Keep going, Dakota.
You ready for my question?
I'm ready.
All right. This was a question that came to me. And I thought to myself, this is brought to you by SeatGeek. Can a small market team become a big market team by simply having a new owner? That's what I don't know why that came to my mind. I was thinking, I don't know. I think maybe the A's were on, and I saw the A's and I'm like, what if Elon Musk bought the A's? Are they now a big market team? Is that how it works? That's an honest question. I don't understand it.
San Diego is still a small market team, even though they're spending like a big market team. The markets are decided by the actual audience and like ticket sales and TV rev. So,
but wouldn't you think that if Elon Musk came in and bought the Oakland A's I mean, it looks like they're moving to Vegas, or was that? Yeah, it looks like they're moving to Vegas. But okay, a small market team, Elon Musk comes in and buys them. Wouldn't you think that he'd go out and do what like Steve Cohen's doing and just buy all the good players, and all of a sudden like they'd become a popular team and more people would watch them and they'd become a big market team?
It's definitely possible for markets to change. It's possible. Like St. Louis was a small market team and got a bunch of I think they would get draft picks and stuff, and then eventually they became mid-market and like stopped getting that stuff. Like there's a way for markets to change and as people move to certain places and attendance and TV rev. And it's definitely possible for small market teams to spend like big market teams. There's definitely some small markets that can't do that, but you've seen that San Diego has the capability to do it. But great question, because Elon Musk buying the A's would be a really interesting thing.
Thank you. I don't know why I thought of that. I just thought of like how there's small market teams that don't spend. I think why I thought of this, which is another one of my topics here.
Can I interrupt really quick? Because we were just in Oakland.
Of course.
Right before they announced.
Is that your first time there?
First time in Oakland. I haven't really seen much of the AL West. I was in the bushes hanging out. I don't know. That time that we played together for a while. And
you're welcome. Best time of your life.
Yeah, best time of my life. Wouldn't have this podcast without it. I whiffed the AL West that year. That was 19 was our AL West year. Whiffed all the AL West stops, and then we were supposed to play them again in 21 or 22, and then the schedule got all messed up, and we ended up not playing the West for so long because of 20 and 21. So, first time to Oakland. What a place. Actually, can I say the clubhouse wasn't as bad as I thought. I was like imagining the clubhouse to be worse.
I bet you were imagining like rats running around.
Yeah, like I think I had heard once upon a time that like the showers didn't drain very well. There's like standing water and stuff. Like remember Fresno on the road?
Yes.
I was kind of like thinking it would be like Fresno. And for the listener, Fresno was like there was a picnic table in the middle of the clubhouse, and there was like deli meat, and there would be like flies in the deli meat. And then you'd go in the shower and there'd be like standing water. And then you would like walk outside of the hotel and then turn right back around and go inside. And that's what I was kind of imagining it to be. But Clubhouse wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. There is a lot of standing water as you walk like
That's
down
what I was
the-
gonna say. How
like
about
you-
the walk down to the field when you're stepping through puddles?
Yeah, you walk down the field and you're basically walking through puddles, and then you get to the bottom of the stairs, and there's like a hot dog vendor like making hot dogs, and then you turn right and you walk through like the stands to get to the dugout. But I will say I want to give Oakland credit for a couple of things. I want to say some positive stuff about Oakland, along with the other stuff that I said that wasn't necessarily negative. The crowd was non-existent, and we had like
I think it was
kids
like
day.
4,000 one day.
We had like kids day at the park on getaway day, and I was like, this is the most fans we're gonna see. It's like legitimately being back in minor leagues. There was,
That's like what the minor
all the-
leagues
all
does
the
on day
kids.
games. They make kids day.
Yeah, but the dugout there is so small that, and you can't go back into the clubhouse because you have to walk through the stands basically to get to the clubhouse. So like everybody is hanging out in the dugout, and it actually creates this really cool atmosphere. I'm a big fan of small dugouts. And so like everybody is right there, which is a cool thing. And we had a great series, so it was fun to like be in that atmosphere in a good series.
I think we kind of got it when you said that you were going there, but like when you come down the tunnel and you go out like through that little hallway, it is cool when you can see the stadium, like how we talked about how much space there. It's fucking huge. Like it's ginormous.
It's massive.
Yeah. And like the first time I saw that, I think in 21, when I was in the taxi squad, I was like, I mean, this is the biggest like area I've ever seen in my life. Like this is ginormous. It just keeps going and going and going.
I don't want to say any bad things about Oakland. It's cold there, and I don't understand how it's cold all the time in California and that place. And also it might be good for baseball if the A's moved, but I don't want to say anything bad about it because it's
Just 10 negative things. I don't want to say anything. I'm not going to sit here
No.
and talk bad
I
about
don't
it.
say anything bad about it.
Just shanked them in the back by saying it would be good for
Yeah.
baseball not to be there anymore. But it's like, hey, listen, as long as they don't say anything bad about them,
I don't
it's
say
for the
anything
night.
bad about it.
That was well put, Ian. Well put. Way to
Thanks. Yeah.
way to not say anything bad.
I like it. That was very respectful.
See here.
Great dugout. Big fan of the dugout.
Dugout is nice.
It's also cool to see pitchers warm up on the field. You know, not much of that left.
The no nets too on the dugout.
Yeah, it's terrifying. Is it the only place in baseball with bullpens on the field still?
Yes.
Tampa? Does Tampa still have
Tampa.
one?
Ooh,
Tampa, yes.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh wait, what about I'm watching the game right now. San Francisco.
No, they put them in center.
no, they
That's
used,
right, yeah,
they
they
were
did.
recently.
Yeah.
Okay, my next one. And
I
this
kind of wish
this,
I played at Wrigley with bullpens on the field, but I whiffed that by like a year or two.
I think
Well,
you would be
that's why-
okay
that's-
when
well,
you
that's
weren't
why you-
running.
That's why you went to Iowa, so you could have the bullpens on the field,
Correct.
right? You requested to get sent out.
So that's what I need to see.
Yep.
Hey, do you think? Can I ask another question? I'm going to keep
Yep.
interrupting you so you can ask your
Nope.
question.
You're
Do you
good.
think? Do you think that Zach? This is actually a question for you. Have you been back to Iowa since they put the batter's eye up?
Yes, they had like the makeshift one there last year.
Did it make a difference?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Okay.
And the thing that doesn't make sense is that they put it up in the middle of the year when guys have been complaining about that for what, 40 years probably.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of.
You know what? July
I think it's kinda
13th, we're
crud.
gonna put it up.
I
That's
think it's
enough.
kind of crud. I think everybody that goes through Iowa should have to deal with that gold dome.
Nope,
Well,
all set.
and then it
think-
knocked
I think
over
it's
the
crud.
center field wall when there was a
Yeah.
storm, so they had to take it down.
But I did just see a picture of it. So I don't know where I saw it. It's like a real batter.
They have a
shop.
real one
But
now.
the
Yeah.
Yeah.
best part about RV is when when it got knocked back down and we couldn't put it back up, he goes, "Oh, we're throwing all lefties this series," because he's all about it. He's like, "They can't see it."
I had
Day game,
more
we're throwing
trouble. I think I had more trouble right on right. Like it was like scary. Like I was like, bro, I can't see the ball. Like there's nothing to look at right now. Like I'm
Yeah.
not picking the ball up.
It would be awesome when there was like a white cloud in center and a guy would throw a curveball and you just lose it. It was awesome.
That's what I'm
All
saying,
Dakota,
like,
I'm
is
not
this-
going to
is
interrupt
it-
you again.
Yeah, no, I'm like, am I gonna get face balled right now? Like, are we good?
The old face ball.
Yeah.
The next thing I had was the Anthony Rizzo versus Vladdy Jr. After Vladdy got hit by a pitch. Tom might know a little more about it. Tom thinks it's a nothing burger.
Tom, that face, I thought that was going to be like a Captain Riz moment. I know Judge is the captain. I thought that was going to be like a Anthony Rizzo. He's hoping to,
He's standing up for the
he's
team.
sticking up for the team, sticking up for the Yanks, eh?
Who is this impression of? Is that Anthony Rizzo?
That's New Yorkers.
There's New Yorkers.
That's what we all sound like. No, yeah, I didn't think it was much of a story. There's obviously some tension between those two teams, but I think that's good.
I just saw it and I loved it because that's such a Rizzo thing to be like, just like it, like you said, it wasn't a big thing, but Rizzo's like, why are you staring at my fucking pitcher? Like, stop staring at him. Go to first base. Like, what are you doing? And that's just what Rizzo does for his team.
I thought Tony had a good quote after the game, and I'm going to completely botch it, but it was something like, I've been hit a lot in my career, and like that obviously wasn't intentional. It was just like, if there's going to be anybody that's going to talk about not getting mad after hit by pitch, it's the guy that is like 5th all time in hit by pitches or something like that, and very rarely gets upset about it, takes his base. Like, he's been a really good example of that throughout his career. And
205 in his career, I believe. That was
absurd.
Said, so.
And I wanted to tie that in with the Mad Bum versus Willie, where Willie fouled one off and was mad that he missed it. And then Mad Bum was pissed that he missed it. And it was just kind of one of those where it's two guys with, they're a little crazy. There's no other way to put it. They're a little crazy.
It was a great exchange. It was a great exchange with some funny words.
But that made me think of this other topic. When a hitter hits a home run, it's become like encouraged, like not encouraged, but like it's become okay to like celebrate and kind of pimp it.
See how much you can do to make sure the video gets onto social media.
Yes, but I feel like it's still, if a pitcher gets a big strikeout and they go nuts coming off the mound, it's the hitter's pissed. Like the hitter's like, you can't do that. Like you can't show. Like, why is that not okay? Would you agree with that take that is viewed as negative still for a pitcher to celebrate a big strikeout?
I think the situation would dictate it, to be honest.
But I'm saying 8th inning, a reliever comes in, man on 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs, and he gets you to strike out.
I'm not saying anything.
No, I'm not saying you guys, but I'm saying like I feel like hitters always get mad if a pitcher like celebrates or like pimps it, for lack of a better term. Ian?
I don't get mad unless it's directed at me.
True. That's the same as like if you hit a home run and like you're staring out at the mound, it's like, okay, like that's too much.
If you scream at me or point at me or do something directed towards me, I'm mad.
That's fair. I agree with that.
If you say woo and you fist bump, you did your job. Congratulations. If it's directed at me, pissed. Not directed at me, fine. Also, I don't really pimp homers.
No, you don't.
And I'm not really not pimping homers, I'm not flipping bats, I'm not looking at you. So like I'm being respectful.
That's what you two aren't really the two I'm directing it at. I feel like it's more like you just see it every now and then where like hitters just get mad if pitchers show emotion. I'm like, why can't a pitcher show emotion if you're allowed to pimp a home run? That's my only thing.
I'm in the camp of don't dislike emotion unless it's directed at someone. Unless, caveat, if a guy's pimped a ball off a guy, like giving a gross pimp job, like really like him
taking 20 seconds to get
flip,
to first.
Him. And then that guy's got some bad blood and he punches a ticket and he gives a little, then yeah, it's fine. If there's a little bit of bad blood, if there's a little bad blood out there and you remembered something, we're fine.
I like that. Like if a starting pitcher, like say in the first inning, you hit a homer off him, you pimp it, show him up a little bit. Then the next time around, he strikes you out and he pimps it. The hitter can't get mad. Then you have to just be like, all right,
can't get mad.
Correct.
Yep.
This next topic is brought to you by Lightbox. Go ahead.
Brought to you by Lightbox. Looking for a gift for the Mother's Day season? Let Lightbox lab-grown diamonds do all the work. Lightbox makes lab-grown diamonds you'll love with pricing that you will understand. From sparky studs to brilliant necklaces, these gems will make her jaw drop. Whether it's for mom or your spouse, get her a stunning stone from Lightbox lab-grown diamonds. It's a guaranteed win this year. Skip the socks. You get your mom socks, Dakota? Skip the socks.
Skip
Instead,
them.
become the
No
MVP
way.
of Mother's Day. Gift you'll never forget. Use promo code compound10 compound10 for 10% off your purchase. Lightbox lab grown diamonds. Zach, you should look into that. Code compound10, 10% off your purchase.
Nice. Let's see. Now, we were talking about home runs. What are your takes on the home run props that seem to be going around the MLB? They seem to be a big thing now. I feel like the Mariners do it. The Orioles do it. A lot of teams I feel like have a lot of different props they've been using.
Bucko's got one going.
I haven't seen anything with the Cubs, but I've seen it around the league. Thoughts of bringing them into the Cubs?
Really down for it. We have a home run chain.
Down for it or down on it? I'm confused.
For it. Down for it.
I was going to say, you said down at first. I was confused as well.
Are you into it?
I am a fan.
Okay.
We have a nice little home run chain here in Hensville. It's a nice big gold one. And the last person who hits the homer puts it on the last guy who hit it. And we all, it's fun to dance on the way down to the dugout. Boys are having fun.
You like it because you hit homers a lot?
No, I like seeing my teammates excited when they homer.
Because you're always involved in the chain. You're like,
oh, and
you're
they
getting it on you, and then
or
you're giving it to somebody.
Zach's like, how do I put it on myself? I just hit the last home run.
Oh, what should I just wear it the whole game? Yeah, we get it. I'm all for guys enjoying stuff in the dugout. I think I appreciate the teams that have been original with it. Like the Pirates have their sort of thing. They look like they're having a good time. There's a couple different helmets going around. I actually
like the Orioles one. They did what is it, Tom? Like the luge, I think they do.
It's like a funnel.
Tom hates. They're in the AL East, and Tom hates everybody in the AL East, so he won't.
It's like a
celebration of good things.
Yeah.
Well,
that's why I thought Tom would have seen it.
It's like a beer bong, but it's with water.
Yes.
I actually did think that their
I think that's hilarious.
Their on-field celebration, where if they hit a double, they'll do the sprinkler, and then the dugout spits the water. Have you seen that?
That's hilarious.
That's
pretty
pretty
incredible.
That's pretty good. The other, I actually like the Go Tigers were incorporating
the
Detroit Red Wings,
the Red Wings
hockey helmet, right? That was good. There's some good ones out there. There's some tough ones, and there's some good ones. And I think that being original and creating your own thing is a nice move.
I agree. I feel like there are some that are a little cringeworthy that are like, I don't know. But I don't know if that's it. But like Ian said, be original, get your own. Like I said, the Orioles one I thought was awesome.
But this is also the new wave almost, where it's remember years ago when I think it was the Rangers who did the arrow first. You remember that? When they did it back to their dugout, and then now everybody has a double sign, or everybody does it when they get a hit. Everybody does something this is the new wave. Everybody homers, and now it's where it's all right, everybody's got something now.
But I agree. I think it's awesome. I think it's just fun. Especially with home, it's in your dugout. You're not showing anyone up. It's cool. I think it's awesome. I think it's funny.
I like things that are in your dugout, and I think that if the boys are behind it and teams are having a good time, it's a good recipe for fun in baseball. And you know what is one of my favorite things with homers?
What's that?
Is when people are wearing Bruce Ball batting gloves.
I knew that's
one of my favorite things. I like wearing Bruce Ball batting gloves. I like when people who are wearing Bruce Ball batting gloves hit homers. If you watch me, I got my Bruce Bolts on. I got the all baby blue. I got the white with the baby blue. I haven't really broken out the white with the baby blue much, but it's coming. It's coming. All right, there's going to be a time.
That's a warm weather color right there.
Yeah, it's going to be a time when I roll them out there. Okay, the baby blues are online. We did sell them out for a minute. Okay. We're going to get some more back in there. They're going to be out there. You can get them. I love seeing the kids running around in them, playing summer ball in them. Summer's coming quick. 100% real Cabretta leather. Fit better, last longer than any gloves out there. Guys like Harrison Bader, Brendan Nemo, Lars Newbar, all wearing them. And me.
Biggest name of all.
BruceBolt.com to get yours.
So we are in agreement. Tom, would you agree? We're all in agreement that we enjoy the props.
Yeah, I think my biggest thing is I like them when they're organic for that team. I hope the Orioles next season, I would hope they have a new one. I like when it's specific to that team. I think the Red Sox did the pushing cart thing for a couple years in a row. And I liked it initially. And then it's all right, now we're on year 2 or 3 of that. I'd like to see something new every year. I
agree.
The Cubbies always did a good job of moving on. We had the Mics my first year. that we found in the depths of Wrigley. And that was a really fun one where we did.
What did you do with Jock? You had one with Jock too, right?
What was the waffle thing you guys had?
That's what it was.
that was
Inside joke.
That was kind of a reused one. So we did. So
Uh,
in 17, we did the microphones that we found at the depths of Wrigley and did home run interviews. Those were great. And then in 18, yes.
No, I'm gonna stop you after you go from 18.
So you want me to say 18?
Yep, go to 18.
Okay.
Yep.
In 18 is when we did the waffle makers. And we did waffle irons like in the dugout. We had to make sure that nobody plugged them in so that nobody hurt themselves. But we did the waffle makers in 18. And then that someone sent me a waffle maker. I brought it down to the dugout in 21. That was a little bit of a reuse thing. But those were our two good ones in 17 and 18.
And then we're gonna go back to 19. Remember when you stole the iCubs no panic phone?
oh, that was Zach.
Remember
Thank
that?
you.
Remember that?
Oh,
Yeah, that was messed
disgusting.
up. That was messed
Jim
up.
Adducci, he'll never hear this. I wish he would. Disgusting. Does he still work with the Cubs, Ian?
Yes.
Deuce?
Wait,
Ask
what
him.
happened? What happened?
Because the thing is, so listen, Zach, break it down. Go ahead.
So Jim Adduci, he was like a vet in AAA. He was 30 something, or I had to have been 30. He was
He's
definitely
mid-thirties.
30 something, but
Beauty.
like
One of the
Had,
best.
the
pl- had
best
played
teammate.
in pro
Yeah.
ball for a long time, minor leagues.
He
had
was a
gone
Go
to
Tiger.
Korea,
yeah,
had success in Korea for a couple years, had played with the Tigers and the Rangers in the big leagues, and then
Like,
was
he
with
was-
us after Korea.
Came
And
back to the Cubs and hit 500 in Iowa
Yeah.
the whole year. Like, just could not get out. And he refused to walk. Sorry, this is a little backstory. Refused to walk. He'd go up there and he would be mad if you walked, Tom. Like, he's like, why would I walk? I'm not getting to the big leagues from walking.
he's the best though. Like he truly like molded how I like 19 was a big year developmental for me, like being in AAA for the first time. Like it's just like a completely different world. And you know, like I still carry a lot of what he kind of like
Well,
molded in me. Like, I mean,
You
he was
didn't,
great.
you didn't
Anyway,
listen enough. All he'd do is yell at you about watching film because he never watched film. He also
Yeah, but,
never
like-
worked. He
yeah,
also
but like
in
getting to the
season-
field really early, especially as
Yes.
a young guy, like
But he
staying
also worked
after-
out
staying
0
after
times.
and huh?
He worked out 0 times all season.
but he played every day.
But he
Every day,
played
was out
every
there,
single day. And he
and he's probably in the best shape out of all of us.
the last thing we'll say before we move on and Zach tells the story. The cups that you put on, and like you're supposed to like do
Oh, yeah.
stretches once you put the cups on. He put them on, and Toby's like, all right, like now you got to get up and do this. He goes, what are you talking about? He goes, no, like you got to go up and do these stretches. He goes, I'm not fucking moving. What are you talking about? There's no way I'm moving. These things hurt. And he like
thought
didn't
they were
believe him.
joking.
I'm like, Deuce, like he's being dead serious. Like you move when you put them on. He's like, no, get these off me. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
No,
tell
but he's
Tom the
he was
story.
great, older guy, but a pro. And he was always, you know, hanging out after games. Like he made you stay and hang out as a team. So he instilled you know, whenever anybody was struggling, he's just like, hey, no panic whatsoever. Like if anybody got mad, he's like, hey, you panicking? And then would just be like, no, Jim, I'm not panicking. I'm just mad. Like, no, Jim. And then Ian, after a long, I don't want to say long, you know, a few stressful months, got it going again, gets called up. And all of a sudden we're watching a game in 2019, that same year. And we see him on the phone in the dugout. And it says on there, the no panic phone or something along those lines. And we're like, oh, where did you get that from? You know, and I don't recall, Dakota, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't recall any shout outs or any, you know, anything from the iCubs.
Ian's
that
face
came
right
from.
now tells it all. Ian's
Yep.
face right now, he knows what he did.
He's like, fuck,
He
I
knows.
got caught. I got caught.
But before Ian responds and he'll get a rebuttal, the best part about Jim Adduci is he's like, it's awesome. Like, I don't care. That's awesome. Like, that's
Yeah.
so cool. He brought it up there. I'm like, Deuce, like he stole it. He's like, so that's cool. I'm like, no, you should be mad.
Yep.
Ian.
That Iowa Cubs team had a really great attitude,
Oh,
and it was
incredible.
it was a great group. We were winning. It was really fun. The no panic like theme or motto kind of like helped that team, especially with guys that were on the verge of getting caught up and not getting there. It's a very easy place to get salty, and that no panic motto made it very fun to play there. When I got to the big leagues in 19, was not the best atmosphere, and it was a group of guys that really felt like they should be winning more games, and there was, you know, it was trying to figure out like what to kind of help that group. And so the panic phone was a good one that the AAA squad had going, and so I ordered that off Amazon and tried to bring the panic phone in. It didn't work, but it was it was in the dugout for a week or so. But it was really funny. It was an all red. It's like the red phone. It was like an all red old school phone, and I wrote "No Panic" on it. That was a good one. I like that one a lot.
But
I might bring that one back some.
you
I
could
like that one a
have
lot.
you could have credited Jim Ducey in an interview.
Yeah, it would have been hard to go like, yeah, man, I brought this up from the bushes. Attitude
it
down there is
wouldn't.
great. That team's rolling. We're
No
grinding,
way.
we're grinding
Because
up
they
here in the big leagues, and we're not going to make the playoffs. But that team down there is really doing it.
Would you admit that it was a bad situation? Like, you weren't happy to be in AAA, but there couldn't have been a better roster of people for you. Like, we refused to let you be upset there. Like, there was so many guys in there that you had, like, it was such a positive clubhouse.
Couldn't have been a better group, a better manager, better staff. There's a lot of situations there where I would have gotten to a deeper, dark, angry hole, and
we wouldn't allow it.
For the 99 games that I was in triple ball that year, it was about as good of a situations as it could be.
We tried to get you out of the hole, but you didn't want to room with us.
Yeah,
we don't need to rehash that. Let's move on.
Where's Eric Castillo days? He's still living in that place with you guys, or what?
He might still be on the iCubs. I don't know. I had two more things. One's a big one, and then one's more of just we'll end with it because Tom will probably cut it because it's a different sport.
Great.
The last big one is the Scherzer sticky stuff situation.
I want to say something about this.
Starts off.
I am one to always be on the side of hitters and really down on any kind of sticky, extra tacky, sticky, and say, get him out of here.
Mm-hmm.
The telling someone to wash their hands with alcohol, not the right thing to do.
No,
because it makes it more
proven.
sticky.
It was proven that it literally makes your hand more sticky when you reapply rosin right after.
Dakota, I don't know how much experimenting you've done, but I've talked to pitchers. Pitchers experiment. Pitchers tried all kinds of stuff. When the sticky icky got banned, pitchers tried everything. They tried to see if what alcohol would do, what sunscreen, what hair gel.
Not me personally. I've heard from sources, hair gel.
Name some other thing. People have tried all kinds of stuff, right?
What was the big thing that came out? The melted Coca-Cola?
That's what Bauer did. And people would try even as simple as chewing gum with sugar in it because it makes it a little more sticky.
Yeah. So guys have tried all kinds of stuff to see what mixtures work well. And there's all kinds of different sunscreens work better than other sunscreens, whatever.
Bullfrog, that's the good stuff. Not that I would know. I've heard Bullfrog sunscreen is sticky.
Everybody it's alcohol makes it super, super sticky. So to have the guy go down, wash with alcohol, and then that's why the rosin was so extra sticky the second time. Who knows what the first time, why they made him go wash his hands, but the washing with the alcohol, it's obviously what made it super crazy sticky the second time,
But isn't the real problem here? We're dealing with the symptom, not the actual problem, is that the baseball is fucked, right? No. Well,
I don't believe that. I'm not a pitcher. I'm a hitter. I hit the baseball. I don't throw the baseball. I hit the baseball. And I'm not going to speak for all the pitchers.
I saw Jerry Blevins, who's a very well-spoken man who works for both John Boy Media on SNY, talking about when he came up in 2007, the first time he threw a Major League Baseball, he said he didn't know where it was going because it has that film on it. And that he was taught by the guys above him, sunscreen and rosin was the only way to control it. I trust Jerry a lot more than, he knows a lot more about this than I would. So I'll take his word for it that that's what he felt like he had to do. But if that's how pitchers feel, isn't there a way to fix the actual baseball?
So they tried making a tacky ball. And I think they stopped it last year in the minor leagues because it was so bad.
We tried it in AAA for 1 week.
Yeah, and they said the hit by pitches were up at a ridiculously high rate, and I'm pretty sure they're doing it now in one of the lower levels, and they're even now, like through the roof. of
Yeah, I
the
saw.
five pitches.
I think I saw a kid get waffled in the head by one.
Yeah.
It's the pre-tacked ball is a really tough thing. Like that's the hard part. It's like if you go to the pre-tacked ball, then you take away rosin and you take
Everything.
away any. You
Right.
take away everything. You take away any sticky. So like in this with this ball variation that we have, and then they're rubbed up with mud. They sit. The issue is they sit in the ball bag, and the ones towards the bottom are they get dusty. They get this like dust on them from the rub mud that they put on, and they get dusty, and they get out there and they have this dust on them. But Dakota, correct me if I'm wrong, but you get out there and you rub the dust off the ball. You have a little bit of rosin, sweat, rosin. No one's mad about rosin and sunscreen. Okay. No one's mad about it. Rosin and sunscreen, no one's getting pissed. But you get a little bit of whatever to have enough tack on your fingers to throw the baseball. Like,
So from my experience, last year they brought in the new rosin, correct, Ian? The new rock
the
rosin.
rock. It's called rock.
It is light years difference.
It's great.
It is
crazy.
insane how much better it is than the old rosin. Actually, like you literally don't need anything. If anyone's using anything else, they are actually cheating, because the new rock rosin is legit. If you mix it with sweat, which is legal because like your hand's sweating, you can touch your head, like you can touch sweat on your body. If you mix it with sweat, you can literally get plenty of stick, like enough to like grip a baseball. So I think with Scherzer, like you said, I think that's all he was doing. They, for some reason, felt his hand, said it's sticky, and he's like, or they started with his glove, right? Then it started out like, oh, there's something in your glove. He's like, okay, I'll switch gloves. So he switched gloves, goes back in, comes back out. They're like, let's see your hand. And they're like, it's sticky. You need to go wash it off. He's like, okay, I'll go wash it off. So they wash it off, and then he reapplies rosin, because you can reapply rosin. And like you said, Ian, once you put the alcohol on and then reapply rosin, you're building like spider tack. Like it's literally building too much stick. So they literally made him make his hand sticky, and then they feel it again the next inning, and they're like, it's the stickiest hand I've ever felt. I'm like, yeah, because you made him do it. So I don't think he did anything other than sweat and rosin, because sweat and rosin with the new rosin is legit. Like it's all you need. You don't need any more stick than that.
Yeah, I think it was a day game too, right? It was in like there's a chance that there was some sunscreen involved there, but like I don't know that guys are getting like too upset about that. And like
you don't even need the
rock
sunscreen.
Rosin is, the rock rosin is good, and like I don't know. I don't think it's a baseball problem. I think that if guys are using more than that, if guys are doing the hair gel stuff, if guys are hiding stuff other places, like
Correct.
That's ridiculous, because I think that
For
there
sure.
is like that rosin combo, like there's plenty of grip. Guys' spin rates are within a relative window. Like there's still guys spinning. We just faced somebody who was spinning curveballs at 3,000. I think Dustin May spinning curveballs at 3,000. Like we're still facing guys throwing heaters at 98, 99 with 2,500 RPMs. Like if there's any more than that out there, like that, you're getting back into that territory of like, why are we doing this?
Isn't it crazy? Like sunscreen and rosin was like the biggest thing. And you would watch a game, even from 3 years ago, guys would just go to their arm like this, or like guys would be in their glove.
Oh, they wouldn't even try to hide it.
Oh my God. And now like
what?
if you see somebody even go like this, you're like, hey,
Cheating.
But that's my main thing with the Scherzer thing is I couldn't believe he still got, and I know it's like an automatic suspension if you get ejected for it, but I'm like, I can't believe they still suspended him. Like you made him put alcohol on his hand. Like, and then I think it was Sunday Night Baseball, maybe it was Buster Olney or someone. They like tested it. They're like, here's what happens when you put alcohol on your hand and then grab rosin. Like, and the ball was hanging off his fingers. It's like, exactly.
could
You
they
made
could you
him do
not
that.
just use soap and water?
No, it doesn't get it off. If you have enough like rosin and like if you do sunscreen rosin
Or
like, you get
tape
enough
remover. What about
buildup-
tape remover? Tape remover takes everything off.
Oh, that's
There's
isn't that the
alcohol
same
in
thing?
tape remover.
I was like,
think.
isn't that the same thing as alcohol?
I thought it was different.
That's
think
what
there's
I
alcohol
when
in
I
it,
would
too.
wash off my hand, I would use the tape remover because
That's what
that was
I
the
so
best
like
way to get it off.
I would use like if it's sweaty or whatever, like years ago, I would do just like a little bit of sunscreen rosin on my forearm just to get it
Mhm.
throughout the game, and I would take it off with tape remover.
Yeah, and that would always get rid of it for me too.
Right.
Dakota, what's your last thing? And then we're doing Sloan Screen Time, presented by Sloan Screen Time.
My very last thing, and I don't know, Tom might be watching it as well. I don't know if Ian or Zach do. The NHL playoffs are nothing compares. I'm sorry to every other sport, but the NHL playoffs are an absolute electric factory. If you don't even have to like hockey or know anything about it. It is so fun to watch. I find it so appealing to just like sit and watch a hockey game in the playoffs.
I will watch if there's nothing else on, but I get glued to it, but I don't follow a team. I don't know any guys, so I don't go out of my way to watch. But I remember watching the finals in 2019 when I was rehabbing, and I watched I think it was the Blues and the Bruins in 19, and I watched the whole series, and it was incredible.
It's awesome. Like overtime, and like you're sitting on the edge of your seat, like any goal and it's over. Like it's insane.
Anything that comes close to a goal is just like, oh,
like they take a shot on net. You're like, oh.
I think I would love for the Blackhawks to be good so I could get really invested in like a playoff run.
They've won 3 titles in the past 10 years.
Yes.
15 years.
Yes. I wasn't in Chicago at that time. I would love for.
Yeah, you're right.
I would love for now for a deep Blackhawks run because I think I would be dialed. I'm not, but that's for me to say I'm not currently dialed on the NHL playoffs, and I apologize. I did watch the Lakers game last night.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was last night.
That's
I watched
a bad
that.
man in LA.
I watched that, and that was fun. Playoff basketball. I'm a sports guy, and that was fun.
And that's the thing, like playoff hockey and playoff basketball, like I don't even have like in hockey, I'm a Red Wings fan. Like I don't, I follow them. I follow the Red Wings a decent amount, but like with the playoffs, I don't even have a team. But it's just like you watch Connor McDavid, and here's a statement for you: Shohei Ohtani, great player. LeBron James, great player. Trying to think of best football player. Whoever, pick a best football player you want.
Mahomes.
Connor McDavid is the most dominant athlete in any sport in all of sports.
Is that factual?
He does things. If you watch him play hockey, he's the one guy you can watch in their sport and say he's different than every other player that is playing this sport. It's incredible to watch.
I love that take from you. Tom's going to cut this because he hates other sports.
No, you got to keep this in. That's my.
That's a great hockey take for us to build a hockey fan base. Go ahead, Tom.
I was going to say, I think Ohtani by definition is literally different than every other baseball player on the planet. So I would dispute you a little. You don't think he's different than, I don't know any other pitchers who can come in and close out the World Baseball Classic throwing 102. That can also hit 45 bombs.
Well,
I think you are correct.
No, Tom, you know what? This is a hockey pod. No,
but the thing is,
they're not
my
even
whole thing with the Ohtani, and we're not going to get into this because we need to end the episode. But the Ohtani thing, like, I don't like the argument of like he can do both. It's like, okay, but like pick one. Like Ian, when you said he's not the best, and I was with you. Like he's not the best hitter, and he's not the best pitcher.
I wouldn't say that.
I know, Ian. I stood with you. You did. You did. Don't leave me now.
No. It was
unfortunately
a good take.
Retreating now.
And that's my point. Is like
he's the most valuable.
If you watch Connor McDavid play hockey, you will see like it's just incredible. He does things no one else can do.
Let's do the screen time presented by
I fixed my phone. I can do it.
Oh, huge for us. Huge for the pod.
How'd you fix it? Because now mine's fucked this week.
Oh, Jesus.
Honestly, I updated my phone and it started working. I was like, maybe I just needed to update it, I guess.
Sloan's the world's leading manufacturer of commercial plumbing systems, companies at the forefront of the green building movement, and provides smart, sustainable, and hygienic restroom solutions by manufacturing water efficient products, including
Sloan valves,
flushometers, faucet sink systems, soap dispensers, and fixtures for commercial use. Visit sloan.com for more info. I need screen times. Tom, if you say you didn't get a screen time today, I know that it was.
It says 2 minutes. I don't know.
No,
update your phone.
Tom, check for an update. That's what mine was doing for the 2 weeks, and I checked for an update and I updated it, and then it just started working again out of nowhere.
According to this, I didn't pick up my phone once yesterday.
See, mine did that too, and I was like, I don't know what's happening, guys. I just updated my phone, and all of a sudden it started working again. I don't know.
Somebody say screen time.
4:57.
5:43.
Let's go. Beat your ass.
Well, I guess Tom doesn't really have a screen time.
2 minutes. According to this, 2 minutes.
4:24.
No, I thought mine was good.
Sorry, I thought mine was really bad.
For a whole day, Ian, shut up. God. Screen time is the only time I get mad at you because you're like, oh, I got a bad one today. It's 3 hours.
I'm responsible. I'm a responsible screen time user.
No, you're just at the field for 12 hours while I sit on my ass.
Today,
it doesn't count. It's cheating.
Yeah.
I always block out what apps I use too, so you guys can't see them.
You're a joke.
Why would I show you what I'm doing? You don't need to know. Who knows what I could be looking at?
Tom, thanks for staying up late and sticking with us. I know you're doing a lot of editing, and we appreciate you. This is a shout out to Tom that we appreciate Tom.
And the Yankees will turn it around, Tom. They will.
We're gonna be just fine. We'll be just fine. All right.
I always love being on here with you guys. Appreciate you guys.
That's episode. Do you want to end it, Dakota?
Episode 156, brought to you by Parse Rum. When I say Parse, you say rum. Parse.
Rum.
Ian wins it. What do you know?
I've been waiting 156 episodes to do that.
See you next week. See you next week.